Ark Raiders. Although it may not have been nominated to be in the running for Game of the Year, it is simply undeniable how it has captured not only the attention, but the imagination of the gaming world. From its polarizing PvPvE to its wild social interactions and its unique twist on the extraction shooter genre. With nearly 8 million copies sold, we are all jumping in to give it a try, and this is why Ark Raiders is my Game of the Year. So let's talk about Ark Raiders, and more importantly, why this game, out of everything released this year, managed to sink its claws into me in a way no other game did. Because trust me, I've played a lot. Some louder, some bigger, some more polished, some more hyped. But none of them did what Ark Raiders did. None of them surprised me. When Ark Raiders launched, it didn't come with a tidal wave of marketing hype or a multi-million-dollar campaign. It wasn't positioned as the next big thing, and honestly, I think that worked massively in its favour. What we got instead was something fresh, a strange, gritty, retro-futuristic world that feels like a blend of 70s sci-fi posters, scrapyard punk, and a documentary you found on a dead satellite. It's weird in the best way possible, and because the game didn't come with suffocating expectations, it let players discover it for themselves. It created this organic wave of curiosity. What is this? Why is everyone suddenly playing it? And why is my timeline filled with it? And once you step into its world, the game doesn't take long to show you exactly what makes it so special. One of the biggest reasons I fell in love with Ark Raiders is its atmosphere, not just the visuals and not just the soundtrack, although both are incredible, but the overall vibe, the feeling it offers. There is something haunting and nostalgic about the world. The muted color palette, the blend of old analog tech with sci-fi machinery, the crackling radios, and the way the sky feels like it's always recovering from a storm. It's a world that feels lived in, a world where humanity didn't lose gracefully, they just kind of kept surviving anyway. And the moment you drop into the map, you feel that. You're scavenging abandoned malls, half-collapsed radio towers, rusted factories that look like they haven't seen life for decades. There's a loneliness to the world, but there's also this persistent pulse of danger. Those massive Ark machines stalking in the distance, their footsteps echoing across valleys. It's a world that tells a story without needing to shove it in your face, and for me, that's rare. But look, atmosphere alone doesn't keep the game alive. The real magic of Ark Raiders is the gameplay loop. It's tight, it's fast, it's chaotic, and it's fun. From the second you drop in, everything is about risk and reward. Do you go for that high-tier loot drop across the valley knowing other players might be there? Do you stop and engage raiders or bypass them to avoid giving away your position? Do you hunt other players or do you sneak past them? Every decision has weight, and because the game blends PvE and PvP so naturally, you're constantly adapting on the fly. You might be fighting a machine 1 minute only to hear footsteps behind you the next. You might team up with a random squad you meet in the wild, or get betrayed 5 minutes later. And somehow, none of it feels cheap. It just feels like the chaos of the world. It feels like human nature exposed. It's the kind of game where no two runs feel the same, where stories happen naturally. And that's the kind of gameplay loop that doesn't just occupy your time, it sparks your imagination and obsession. Now, extraction shooters have been around for a while. Tarkov, DMZ, Dark and Darker, you name it. But Ark Raiders brings something new to the table, its unpredictability and its social element. The combination of giant AI threats and human players creates situations that feel almost cinematic. You might be sneaking through a field when a titan suddenly emerges from the mist. You might be fighting another squad, both of you running low on ammo when an Ark dropship appears overhead and completely changes the flow of the fight. Or maybe you're pinned by a machine about to die, and a random group of players swoop in like heroes, only to loot your body 10 seconds later. It's madness, but it's fun madness. It's the kind of gameplay where even failure feels like a story worth telling. And I think in a year packed with heavily scripted AAA titles, that sense of emergent gameplay really stands out even more. One of the best parts about Ark Raiders is just how social it is, even when you're not talking. Something about the world naturally encourages players to interact. Maybe it's the open spaces, maybe it's the shared threat of the machines, or maybe it's just the vibe of the game. But I've had more random friendly encounters here than in any other extraction shooter. I've had players wave me over to help them, players drop extra ammo when I've been clearly struggling, and yes, I've had people follow me for 5 minutes in a sort of unspoken temporary alliance before we casually split up and went our separate ways. But then there are the other moments, the betrayals, the ambushes, the people who wait until you call an extraction, then strike. It's the unpredictability of human behavior that makes Ark Raiders so gripping. It's a game where you can never really know what someone's intentions are, and that creates genuine tension. It even says it in one of the loading screens, always trust your gut. Now, I know the combat is polarizing. Some people say the gunplay feels clunky or the movement feels heavy, but for me that's exactly why it works. You're not playing as a hyper-agile super soldier. You're a scrapper, wearing scavenged gear and holding a weapon that looks like it was assembled from spare parts. The combat has weight because you have weight. It forces positioning, it forces decision making, it forces teamwork. And when you do land shots, when you take down a machine that's been chasing you for minutes, when you survive a fight with another squad with only a sliver of health left, it's incredibly satisfying. I can't talk about Ark Raiders without calling out the sound design. The distant thump of Ark machines, the mechanical whine of drones, the echo of gunshots across hills, the eerie, synth-heavy soundtrack. It all works together to create tension and immersion. Even hearing extraction rockets in the distance is enough to make your heart rate go up. The audio experience is a huge part of why this game sticks with you. It feels alive and you feel part of it. Progression in Ark Raiders is not a mad sprint, it's more of a climb. You earn gear slowly, you take risks to get better equipment, and losing it actually means something. In a weird way, the game revives that old school feeling of working towards something, brick by brick. You feel invested, you feel responsible for your loadout, you feel like you're earning your power instead of being handed it. That sense of investment is really rare today, and it's part of what makes Ark Raiders so satisfying. Another reason this game became my game of the year is the community. It's not often a game's player base becomes part of the experience itself. From the memes, to the clips, to the endless debates about balance, to the unexpected friendliness in-game. The community has given Ark Raiders a sort of scrappy underground cult vibe. People are passionate, people argue, people celebrate the weirdness of the game, and that kind of energy feeds back into the experience. This isn't a game people are playing passively, this is a game people are talking about. I also mentioned earlier about how it's captivated people's imaginations. The sheer amount of creativity to come out of this game is breathtaking. The roleplay, the cinematic short films, the stories being told. It's astonishing how a video game can prompt so much creative direction. Our timelines aren't filled with 360 no-scopes, they're filled with comedy, drama, and chaos, and I'm here for it. Let's talk about the future, and let's be honest. Ark Raiders isn't perfect. It has rough edges, it has balancing issues, it has moments where you can feel the budget. But here's the key, it has a foundation, a rock solid one. The core gameplay loop works, the world is compelling, the community is active, and the devs really care. This is a game that can grow, evolve, and become something even bigger, and that potential is part of why I'm rooting for it so hard. So why is it my game of the year? Because it reminds me of what gaming can be when it's not afraid to take risks, when it has identity and doesn't try to cater to everyone. It's messy, it's chaotic, it's experimental, it's surprising, it's unpredictable in the best way. And most importantly, it made me feel something. It made me tense, excited, frustrated, amazed, betrayed, victorious, all within a single match. In a year filled with games that are polished, safe, expected, Arc Raiders stood out by being different. Maybe Arc Raiders won't win any official awards. Maybe it won't be everyone's cup of tea. Maybe it will always be a bit rough around the edges. But to me, it's a game that gave me the best stories, the best moments, and the most fun this year. And that's why, official nominations or not, Arc Raiders is my Game of the Year. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please do consider subscribing and raid that like button. Peace and love.